Welcome to Cat Yarn Studios. Welcome to my bloggy vlog. Welcome to Cat Yarn Studios. Here we are for another episode. Here we are, number 2. Good afternoon, evening, friends. Welcome to another sit and spin with Cat Yarns. So I was trying to upload this video that I tried filming and realized it didn't upload to my iCloud, blah blah blah. I couldn't find it, then it was too big, it was a lost cause, so I decided to go into my annals, see what I had there, because I had been working on a big project this past summer where I was taking a lot of video footage. So back a year ago nearly, I moved into this place, and it's adjacent to this wetland municipal property, and that property was fully overgrown with blackberries. One of the selling points of the description of the place was that there was a stream, that they could hear a stream from the porch, which is true, but you couldn't even see the stream. It sort of went through the blackberry brambles and then fell into a culvert where you could see it going underneath the road to go into the next paved area in the next street over. But you couldn't see it at all, even at its mouth when it was coming out. And so I was like, no, this is absurd. There were also blackberries coming out, reaching out to me every time I would come home through the bushes, from that property. It's just right there. So I was like, okay, so I started with those, the ones in the bushes. Took those out. I had a very weak pair of gloves, just a pair of snippers. So I had to be really careful at first. I'm just releasing some more fiber. By the way, I'm spinning merino and silk. I'm just starting this YouTube channel. I'm a teacher, writer, artist, fiber artist. I enjoy spinning. I paint. I teach middle school, different subjects, and I just wanted to make a space where I could express myself and share the things that I've been creating in hopes that it might accompany somebody along the path, I think it's important that we share what we're doing and what we're given, and so in service, that's what I'm doing. Here we are. So I made it my mission to just start clearing that property, and it took weeks and weeks and weeks before I could even get close to those streams. I started at my fence line and just sort of worked my way, and carefully, you take one and you pull it as much as you can, you clip it, and then you just bend it into a little lasso and put it in a pile, and repeat and repeat and repeat. And through that work, I got to know a lot of things. First of all, it felt so good in my body to be able to work out and use my muscles and my strength in a positive way, in a way that I could see a very clear difference by the end of it. It was very satisfying work to me. And also through that, there was a sort of meditative quality to it as well, where I was just getting to know these plants, the blackberries, the nature of an invasive species, what that's all about, how it affects the plants around it, how much it affects them, and how they work. They literally just send shoots out that just go up and over, and then they try to get to some ground beyond to root in, and then also from that one shoot they're sending off ones perpendicularly to it, which will again shoot out and then root themselves, and it creates this sort of huge net. And then they just sort of lock down, and they'll just pull anything down while they're climbing up on top of themselves, because there's nothing, that's the idea of an invasive species, there's nothing that will naturally predate the thing. So there are no natural insects that are killing it. There's no, mammals or other animals that are munching on it. Nothing wants to eat it. I mean, goats will attack it, but there aren't just goats roaming around naturally in the ecosystem. So they have nothing going against it, so they'll just take over the whole thing. They're the wild, or the native salmonberry plants. They just go right over those. The people had been working on it. They have cleared it periodically. I think the last time was probably several years previous to my doing it. There were some evergreen trees that they had planted there. They had tags telling me the date that they were planted, but those blackberries had completely choked them down. They were just hunched over, trees that are taller than me were just being taken down by those blackberries, and so they couldn't, suffocating from the light. Anyway, I did this. I just got the bee in my bonnet, as so to speak. It's not my property. I wasn't being paid. A lady yelled at me about it, asked me if I was being paid, asked me if I had a permit, said I shouldn't be doing that. Then when the people who actually do take care of it periodically came by, they thanked me for my work, so I felt vindicated. But either way, I just took it on as a project because I needed it. There was something connected to my own healing in it as well. This idea of it's like the idea of invasive thoughts that take over anything else that's wild and positive, the good things, and how easily certain things can replicate and choke out the sunlight from other things. A lot of this was sort of from experiences that I had as a kid, growing up in an environment that really wasn't healthy for us. And that sort of puts a damper on a person. It creates these coping mechanisms and ways of putting yourself down, to stay small, to explain away why it happened, and then you just get into this victim mentality and this role of victimhood that is hard to overcome. Very difficult. Very difficult, because you need alternate experiences. That's where therapy comes into play, where you can learn to trust in somebody's love for you. You can learn to trust that the world isn't all bad, and that some people can have a positive, good relationship with you and can admire you and respect you and love you on even your worst days. That you are acceptable as you are. You need different experiences to show you that something, that all that you went through wasn't the only truth. It wasn't about you also, so I really appreciated the project, and it was really fun for me to do. So I have this footage, and I just started putting it up today, and I wanted to give context to it. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm sort of recording some of my sitting and spinning while we chat about sort of that whole arc of self-improvement and therapy and how we grow past our traumas and learn to capitalize on the gifts that we are given. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that chat. I'll show you what we've made. So we'll just take a pause. There it is. All right, friends, we'll talk to you later. I love you very much. Stay well, and we'll talk soon. All right, take care. Keep creating. Bye.